All right, Microsoft Project. I know Microsoft Project really well. I mean, really well. I learned from a guy, and I can't remember his name, but he does the classes that give you the orange belt, Microsoft Project orange belt classes. He wrote the book, okay, and he had just done a new edit of it, and he was teaching this class down in Phoenix. I took the class years ago. Amazing guy, amazing. I learned so much, and I can use Microsoft Project really, really well, but I hate it. Spent 3 hours today, I think. Maybe it was just 2, but it felt like 12. Dealing with Microsoft Project because the EPMO has to have a Microsoft Project plan, and it has to be right. And we had folks saying, well, you got to take the time to make sure we get it right. And I understand that they have to have standardized reporting, but there has to be a middle ground somewhere that we can find where you can have adaptive project management and a more traditional portfolio management, because there's enough of it out there that somebody needs to do this work, and so that's where I'm living my life. I want to help us as an industry come up with a approach where we can have adaptive approaches to project management, because things change, and live that kind of project within a more predictive environment. It's like mixing oil and water, like I've said before. If you haven't heard me talk about oil and water, listen to the San Diego talk that I gave in San Diego about mixing oil and water. But that's exactly what we're doing. In project management, you're mixing, in Agile project management, you're mixing oil and water in these environments. It's crazy. You can make an emulsion, but that's all you'll have. And if you let that thing sit too long, it's going to separate out again, and you're going to have to shake the thing again. So that's it. Microsoft Project. It's really interesting. What made me want to do this podcast was talking with different folks, and there are different kinds of project managers out there. Whoa! I just dropped off the face there, so sorry. There's different kinds of project managers out there, and I got to tell you, there's certain ones that I think are made for doing Agile projects, and there's ones that aren't. If you're the kind of project manager that really loves to spend a lot of time tweaking your plan, spending a lot of time in there making sure all of the dependencies are all matched up and everything is all, and you spend a lot of time making it, and it's really complicated, and when you change something, it moves everything, and then you go back in and you have to spend another half a day or a full day double checking and making sure everything is right. If you're that kind of project manager, as opposed to someone who really loves people, really loves hanging out with people, loves making people's lives better, who lights up when someone comes by and says, Joseph, I need this done. It's really bugging me. I had a guy come by today that was like, my computer was upgraded to Windows 7 and none of my applications work. Developer, we're paying this guy an hour, and he's sitting on his hands for 3 days, right? So my recommendation to the project manager over him, and I almost did it myself, but I wanted to let the project manager do his job, was, escalate this, get it up, get it fast, get this moving. And the guy came by later and was like, oh, thank you for that. That makes my day so much more than making the milestones match up in a project plan. I get it. I know it's important. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But where do you find your joy? If you find your joy in working with people, you may be an Agile project manager. If you find your joy in working with the tools and the rules, you might want to think about it again. All right. Bye. Shut off.